the endocannabinoid system is not just CB1 receptors and CB2 receptors. It's a really complicated system that overlaps with a lot of other physiological systems and other different types of receptors that would normally be associated with other systems in the body.
Right. Well, yeah, no, it's a broadening concept. I asked my friend and colleague Vincenzo Di Marzo whether he now would consider the serotonin 1A receptor part of the endocannabinoid system. And he didn't hesitate. He said yes. How this comes into play is cannabidiol was shown by my team at the University of Montana back in 2005. Cannabidiol is a serotonin 1A agonist. And we're finding that mechanism explains a lot of activity of cannabidiol, as well as its effect on nausea, prevention of brain damage from ammonia levels in hepatic failure, and a lot of other mechanisms. Another example would be cannabidiol is also an agonist, a stimulant on the TRPV1 receptor, the same place where capsaicin works. And again, most experts consider that part of the broad concept of the endocannabinoid system. So what's amazing to me at this point is for a system that's so fundamental to how our bodies work, this is not, in general, taught in medical school.
Yeah.
Somebody can go through medical school and learn nothing about cannabis, or except perhaps its alleged addiction potential. But unfortunately, it's highly likely they won't learn anything about the endocannabinoid system, despite the fact that CB1 is the most abundant G protein coupled receptor in the brain, exceeding the number of all the neurotransmitter receptors put together. So obviously it's really fundamental to how humans work.
Yeah, it's ignoring that system is like having severe tunnel vision when trying to think about physiology, considering how big of a role it is. And when I've talked to other doctors that are not, because I'm originally from Mississippi, so very conservative and much more of a deficit of understanding than you would find out here on the West Coast. And when I've talked to doctors about it, I've tried to use terms that might help them put that into perspective, talk about eicosanoids and G protein coupled receptors without getting into some of the vocabulary that we have, and they can start to wrap their mind around that and around how the body processes fatty acids and how important those are for signaling and everything. But it's true, and I haven't talked to anybody that's close to it recently about whether that's still the case, if medical schools are still ignoring whether intentionally or not, a lot of information about the ECS.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's still the case. There's quite a deficit there that I'd like to see rectified. It is myopic. It's intellectually dishonest, and I wonder how much of it is born from prejudices against cannabis.
Yeah, and I know part of it coming from where I come from, there's just so much still taboo around the idea of cannabis, and a lot of feeling that you're putting your professional reputation on the line in order to talk about it in a serious way.
And that's one advantage of age. I no longer care about that.
Yeah.